A lot of like doctor claims that fruits are like organic fruits are healthy, like healthy options. But I disagree. It is because doesn't mean organic fruits doesn't have any pesticides. They have to pesticide, but it's just like in natural things, in natural way. They're using the ingredients is natural. Of course, the organic pesticide, the organic fruits, the pesticide they are using are much better rather than the the like normal fruits, which basically using the synthetic pesticide. Of course, I agree with that. It's just the reductionism, but doesn't mean that having a organic pesticide is optimal for health. It is because fruits are nature fat gainer. It's just designed to make us to put on fat. This like, for example, is bears do it, great apes do it, we do it, and also even there's a tropical fish in the Amazon, which basically they jump out from the water to eating berries, so that the fish can put it on fat during the winter. It is specifically fructose or fruits are designed for the survival mechanism during the winter season. As we know, during the winter is really like hard to survive. Like it's really cold and also like it's really hard to find a food because all the animals, bears, rabbit or something like that, they goes to the phase of hibernation, which basically animals like carnivore is really hard to find a food. And also animals that like eating like grass or whatever, it is also hard to get the foods because all the grass was covered in snow. So this is like survival mechanism, but doesn't mean it's like optimal and healthy for us. My reason is, of course I have my reason, right? Fructose fruits are not conducive when if your goal is to being lean, which basically a healthy metabolic state. You are not, too overweight or you, especially like obese, right? Your goal is specifically you want to being lean. The problem with fructose is fructose can block the leptin hormone, which that means leptin is like a satiety hormone, and also it regulates your ghrelin hormone, and ghrelin hormone is a hungry hormone. So basically, you have to leptin is for the satiety. It's the hormone that make you whenever you eat and then you stop to eating because you feel full. And ghrelin hormone is like the hormone that makes you hungry, which basically make you wanted to eat and eat. It makes you to eat more. Fructose block the leptin hormone and regulates the ghrelin hormone, like MK677. So basically, it makes you easily overeat. Not only that, as we know that fruits are high in carbs, which basically it can an exogenous of carbs can spike your blood sugar, which basically excessive of blood sugar in your body are considered very toxic because it can cause like type 2 diabetes, and your body will produce insulin hormone which is trying to suppress the blood sugar down. And when there is like too much of insulin hormone in your body, this also doing the same thing what the fructose doing, which I talked earlier, which basically it block the leptin hormone and also it regulates the ghrelin hormone. So basically you have like two compounds now from the fructose, which basically block the leptin and regulates the ghrelin hormone, which hungry hormone, and also insulin the same thing as like the fructose do, which block the leptin and regulates the ghrelin hormone, which basically makes you like two times more easier to overeat, which basically, you will put on more fat. And as I told earlier, if you consume exogenous of carbs, it will like spike your blood sugar, which basically your body trying to produce insulin hormone to suppress it down. And when there's like too much of insulin, which basically the issue with insulin is, one is a aging, which basically make you more aging. It's just like aging hormone. So basically, if you care about your youthful, you want to look young, whatever it is, you should not consume exogenous of carbs, which basically can cause too much of insulin. Which basically insulin is an aging hormone. That is another, but that is side note. But the main key, if you want to be lean, is insulin hormone is a fat storage hormone, which basically make your body store more fats. It is because insulins can inhibit the lipolysis process or lipolysis action. And what this means is lipolysis action or lipolysis process is, it is a metabolic process that broken down fats, broken down store fat like triglyceride to glycerol or free fatty acids, which basically for energy. They're broken down to glycerol and free fatty acid for energy. So basically, it's really conducive to fat burning states, which basically lower your body fat, which basically at the same time lower your weight too. So there's no reason to consume tons of fructose or any like 1 gram of fructose or just one an apple per day, because it's not optimal for our health, and also like it's really not conducive if you want to being lean. Another like side effect of fructose is our body cannot utilize fructose for energy or any other things. Our body can only like utilize glucose or fats. Only that. Our body cannot utilize fructose, which basically the fructose that we consume from the fruits must goes to the liver, straight goes to the liver to start processing, so that it can broken down to the things that we can use, so like glucose. But during the process, into your liver, some of the fructose will turn into a visceral fat in your liver, and this can contribute fatty liver disease. Even though you are not consuming any alcohol or whatever it is, you're still gonna get a fatty liver disease, which are non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So is it there's a beneficial for that? No, it's not. It's not required. In fact, it's our body, our balls, especially for men, our balls and our brain need fructose. You know, balls need the fructose for the sperm production. But doesn't mean we should like consume 1 single gram of fructose. It's not required or optimal. So basically, fruits are not healthy or fruits are not required at all. You can enjoy it during the summer because, but specifically you have to spend outside to get the sun and also to grounding, which basically you only barefoot touching the ground, which touching like the grass, the sand, whatever it is, because it has like electron, antioxidant, and also it can lower the deuterium in your body. You can do your own research about this. So that's why like fruits aren't like optimal or healthy for us, which basically, and especially like organic fruits. A lot of doctors say it's really healthy, but it's not. It's just like, yeah, it's much better rather than synthetic pesticide. They still have like toxic, which pesticide. Second is, they are not required or optimal because they are missing 26 compounds that are essential or beneficial, like vitamin A, D3, K2, lysine, proline, CoQ10, choline, cholesterol, EPA, DHA, and something more, like much more. Conjugated linoleic acids. They're missing the 26 compounds that are essential or beneficial for us. Which basically, if you only consume fruits for your whole life, you will deficient in your essential nutrients, which basically you end up dying. So this number 3 or 2 or something like that. And number 4 is, which basically it has high in fructose, which basically and this like interesting parts, which basically the fructose, the molecule fructose in the fruits and the molecule fructose in the alcohol are the same. Because if you look at it, what are the alcohol made of? For example, it's wine. They are made from the grape, from fruits. The difference is it's just like the fermentation of grapes. The alcohol is like, for example, it's wine, is a fermentation of grape. They have the same molecule of the fructose. That's why it can contribute to fatty liver disease. And also, fructose from the fruits and also alcohol is literally the same. They also both raise your uric acid, acetaldehydes, and also acetate, which is really toxic to us. So there's no reason to consuming exogenous of fruits, especially not in summer. You can consume fruits during the summer. You spend outside getting the sun to detox the deuterium and also grounding, which basically detox the deuterium, which basically high amount of deuterium can slow down your nanometer mitochondria, which basically really important for the ATP produce. So you can do your own research what I'm talking about, the deuterium content, the uric acid, acetaldehyde, the fructose molecule are the same with the alcohol. You can do your own research if you don't believe me. But I just want to give you some educational content that give you some realization, to give you some educational, so that you can avoid the some disease like fatty liver disease. If you like think that fruits are healthy, so that's like you eating it a lot every day, and also not during the summer. I mean, that's it. See you later. Peace. If you want to optimally being healthy and you want to look good, you want to look attractive, this the key is literally your health. And this like including your diet too. Either it's like you're carrying your sleep, you're carrying to get the sun, you're carrying your environment, but the thing is including diet too can make you more attractive and optimally healthy. So link in the description below where I has a online course, all my knowledge about the optimal diet that can make you more attractive, look better, and also like have an optimal health. Link in the description below.